One man is being victimized by our own government. One man whom they fear, yet whom millions love. One man who is willing to take the poison arrows of lawfare. One man whose voice has been taken away by a corrupt judge operating in a corrupt system. One man who has been ridiculed and insulted. One man who refused to back down. One man who refused to back down. One man who refused to back down. One man who stands between us and them. One man that wants to see America protected again. One man who wants to see America prosper again. One man who understands that a man is a man and a woman is a woman. One man who understands and protects the blessing of life. One man who wants to restore American exceptionalism. One man who once again wants to make America that shining city on a hill for all to see. A place where all the people of the world glowingly set their eyes upon. America. One man who unashamedly wants to make America great again. That one man is Donald Trump.
This is Fanfare with Barry Cunningham.
So, Caroline, this is the president at his best when he's on the road talking with the American people. What can we anticipate him telling the folks on the road?
Sure. Well, we greatly look forward to going to Northeast Pennsylvania tonight, and President Trump is going to give a positive, economic-focused speech where he talks about all that he and his team has done to provide bigger paychecks and lower prices for the American people. And don't forget, a year ago, President Trump inherited the worst inflation crisis in modern American history from the Biden administration, and I have watched every single day as President Trump and his tremendous economic team have been working to fix it. And they have through a very simple economic formula, which President Trump will talk about tonight. Number one, tax cuts. Within 6 months, President Trump signed the largest middle-class tax cut in American history. No tax on tips, overtime, Social Security. And you'll hear stories of everyday Americans tonight who will benefit directly from those tax rebates next year. You look at the massive deregulatory effort from President Trump and his team, which is saving American households and small businesses money. And then, of course, unleashing American energy dominance, which is having a direct impact on the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And we have seen oil prices down 20%. In 22 states, the average price of gas is less than $2.75 a gallon. Gas prices are at their lowest point in 5 years. This is all thanks to President Trump's economic agenda. There's a lot more work to do, and he'll talk more about that tonight. But this is going to be President Trump's bread and butter issue, focused on the economy. Nobody knows it better than him.
Yeah, I think we're...
All right, so that was exactly, it was about 97 seconds of what Caroline Levitt said this morning. 97 seconds full of nuggets. No tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security, gas prices being lower, the economy doing better. By the way, buy some Fannie Mae stock, FNMA, if you want to. All these things are happening. Prosperity, cha-ching is coming back. But we have an issue. We have a big issue to talk about today, and I hope today turns things around. Let me just show you for a second again.
Okay.
The bottom, what I have there on the screen. It's time for real MAGA to show up. It's time for real MAGA to show up. None of this fake crap we've been seeing all over the place. I'm sick, I'm here. I'm doing better. You're here. We need to stop giving our air, our time to people who are trying to tear us apart. If you've been watching some of the stuff online lately, you're like, I don't know what's going on. Stop trying to figure it out. Move away from it. Start today. Today, real MAGA comes back. You know, if you lived in a neighborhood and you found out that your neighbors, who you thought were your friends, were all talking about you behind your back. Oh yeah, their house smells. Oh yeah, their kids are dirty. Oh, their dogs are pains in the butt. You're not going to keep hanging out with them. You're not going to go to the family barbecue. Hey, come on over, Jim. Hey, man, did you hear what Jim said about you last week? Jim said you were a POS. Jim needs a step. I don't need Jim in my backyard tapping my keg and eating my food. Jim, I know what you really think. Get out. Why are we giving people air who aren't supporting the cause? You know, I've had people come at me so many times. Oh, you're a panty sniffer for Donald Trump. Oh, you're this, you're that. I have Donald Trump fatigue. Not me. Not me. I'm not going to have Donald Trump fatigue. I'm committed. Does that mean that we don't question here or there? That's fine. Like I said, been in many huddles, got in these huddles. Hey, why are we running this play? Coach wants to run it. Let's run it. Break the huddle. You run that play to the best of your ability. You don't go to the media and say, our coach sucks. You don't go to the media and say, my quarterback sucks, unless it's Tua. You run that play if you're on that team. You do what you're supposed to do. You don't get together and start bad-mouthing everything as if you are the authoritative person in the yard. And one by one by one, we're watching every single one of them do that. You know, I posted something earlier today. And I posted this. I said, warning, many of the people you may follow will not be in the fight for America in 2026. They're not here for America. They grift for themselves, and watch closely. And I do mean it. I want you to watch closely. Watch who's touting the victories President Trump has had. Watch who's talking about the economic growth that he has spurred on. Watch for those people. Or are you watching the negative Nellies? I don't want to watch the negative Nellies. I want to promote what this man has done for America. I want America to succeed. I want to look at the entire vision and go, okay, I see where we are going. But some people want to stay in little boxes like this. And they don't want to forecast. Hey, it sucks right now for me or them or those or whoever. I don't know who it sucks for. It doesn't suck for me. It doesn't suck for people I know. Something happened yesterday that is going to give you immediate proof of that. Let me show you, because somebody even asked in the chat. You see, yesterday, or was it earlier today? No, it was yesterday. A post from President Trump surfaced. And you can do this search yourself and go look at this. I want you to look at this post. I posted it, where is it? Here it is. I posted it. And I said, this isn't what everyone thinks it is. Think deeper. Listen and watch for her most telling response. And this was the post that was circulating everywhere, with President Trump calling out Pam Bondi and saying all these things and blah, 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 blah. And you've seen it. I'm sure you've seen it all over the place. I posted this at 7:45 this morning after I did my research. And it was interesting because some of you guys looked at the research as well and said, Barry, this is garbled, deleted from September of 2025. And I went, bingo, you paid attention. Discernment is power. You see, the smart people are recognizing, hey, Barry, that's bullcrap. That's old. It's no longer there. Why are you posting it? So I wanted to show you today what to watch out for. That if you would search Pam Bondi's name in X, this would have come up. And you would have seen Hodge twins. Even Trump knows Pam Bondi is a fraud. And on and on. People yelling at Trump, you need to do something. I don't think Trump is happy with Pam Bondi. Today is the 321st day of the administration. Where are the arrests? On and on and on and on with people posting. It's been a year since Trump took office. President Trump should fire Pam Bondi. I don't know those people. But what I do know is that post was from September. September, October, November, December, 4 months ago. And people were reposting stuff as if it was fresh. And it was pablum. It was day old fish wrap. You should have known that. If you were here Sunday night, you watched the Kennedy Center's honors program, and you saw who was on the red carpet in front of the microphones taking pictures. Pam Bondi and her husband. She's not going anywhere. But there's people out there who want to stir up crap. Their interest isn't in promoting her. Their interest is getting in these streams of somewhat crazy consciousness where people can all promote the same crap. Discernment is power. Understanding where people are coming from and what they're looking to do is going to give you a lot more power. It's going to give you the eyes to go, I see what's going on here. That doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense at all. Yesterday you understood what happened with the whole Tim Pool thing, and it blew up on X. Everybody was talking about Tim Pool. I just asked a couple of simple questions. What the hell's going on? What do you mean you're not making any money? And people are like, oh, Barry, you don't understand. He's got all kinds of security issues. Then frickin' move. Do you know how many office buildings of major studios I've been in? I've been into CNN. I've been into Fox. I've been into Howard Stern, where Sirius is. I've been into Clear Channel stations around the country. You know what they have? They have buildings with guards at the front desk. You can't go in and SWAT them. The cops show up, hey, what's going on? Front guard goes, nothing, having a cup of coffee, chilling. No problems here? Nope, we're good. All right. It's over. Unless you're going to go outside and just start shooting at a tower. You know, because like the studio might be on the 12th floor. And you don't even know which end of the building it is. You don't cry about issues, you fix them. I'm not here to fix somebody else's issues. You guys know I've been building out the studio here. It's taking me longer because I just want to fix this and fix that. And guess what? We're in a guard-gated community, rather. Ooh, that was crazy. I'm not worried about anything. Hey, listen, there's a guy at the gate here says he's coming to shoot up your building. Nah, don't let him in. All right, sorry, you can't come in here. It's really simple. That and the fact that we've got ponds and lakes stocked with alligators, it kind of helps as well. And a giant wall behind. What's the purpose? What's the purpose of telling other people your financial issues and that you might shut down? You either do or you don't. We're here to promote President Trump. Today's rally day. Let's go. Let's effing go. That's what it's about. It's about celebrating America and understanding we need to unite as people and go for it. If you're here to whine, if you're here to complain, you're in the wrong place. I don't want to hear it. Gas prices below $2.75 in many parts of the country. Egg prices so low people don't even talk about them anymore. I hear people complaining about McDonald's prices. There's an easy fix for that. Stop going to McDonald's. When people are crying about prices, whether it be housing prices or anything else, well, how about changing the activity? If you can't afford to go to Starbucks for a coffee, how about you go to Maxwell House in your grocery store and get some stuff from Grounds and boil some ass water and have your coffee at home? Stop telling me your problems. Stop laying your problems on America. You remember that guy in 1963? He told you, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. It's memorized in my brain because I was taught that as a little kid. I don't need government to do this. And I want you to use that power of discernment to see who's doing this. Instead of saying, let's go America. What do you need, America? How can I help America grow? What messaging can I put out on my social media to encourage people to pump up and promote America? I am tired of seeing the me generation. Oh, it's going to continue. I saw this today. Let me see which window should I bring this up. And I saw this today. I'm like, oh, here it comes again. They're all going to be complaining. Gird your loins. It's just a matter of time before you hear them crying. I took out a loan I can't afford. Not my problem. You owe the government money. You owe me money. They owe you money. How about that? How about the fact that these people owe you money and they're crying because they got to pay it back? Not my problem. You went to shit university and got dog food degree. Not my problem. You borrowed it, pay it. Trump officials moved to end the student loan payment pause for millions of borrowers. So they're going to start collecting, just like you should on a debt. It said the Trump administration on Tuesday announced a proposed joint settlement with Missouri that could soon force millions of student loan borrowers into repayment. I love how they stated that. Force millions of student loan borrowers into doing what they said they were going to do. Student loan borrowers who remain enrolled in Biden-era SAVE plan will need to select the new repayment plan. How about that? How about it? You got to pay your bills. You got to do what you can do for the country instead of telling the country what it needs to do for you. Hey, pay my bills. It ain't going to work like that. I am proud to be an American. I am proud to support President Trump, and I am not going to stop rooting for him and in turn rooting for America. And I don't think you should either. And I think instead of hiding, you should promote that that's what you stand for. That, hey, you owe me money, you're going to pay me back. It's not a bad thing. And I'm not saying, again, let me put the asterisk, people who are infirmed, if they have mental issues or physical issues, yes, we should help those. Everybody else, get off your duff. It's Christmas season. Go lift up some pallets in Home Depot. Go stock shelves. Do whatever you need to do. Contribute to this country. No more free rides. I'm over the free ride crowd. Not just the Somalis. I'm talking about deadbeat Americans as well. I have to get up. I got to get out there every single day. There's people who depend on me. I got to do what I got to do, with it cold or not. Why shouldn't everybody else have to? And so tonight, when we see the rally tonight, and I think this rally is going to be massive. I think it's going to be received really well. And it's a harbinger for things to come. And I think it's going to be a separator. Watch tonight and tomorrow who promotes the rally and who goes on and talks about the poll numbers and life sucks and Charlie and Candace. I ain't got time for that. You shouldn't either. Those people don't belong in your home barbecue. They don't belong in the yard. They're not earning your respect every single day. And that respect starts with loving this country. That respect starts with saying, what can I do to make Trump and the country successful? Not me. Can you guys, can you click like and subscribe? Because I need it. Bullshit. Stand up. Be proud. Be an American. Watch what happens tonight.
They're hoping that the no tax on tips and all the ways that we're going to save in our taxes come April 15th next year, or whenever the date is, it's still April 15th, that we'll see our paychecks, we'll see more money in our pocketbooks, which will help the Republicans in the midterms. But these Democrats, they are running on the word affordability. I know Donald Trump has said it's a con job, because we know that they want to raise taxes on the rich, and the way they're going to do this in free grocery stores and free buses, it's not going to work. But what should Republicans be saying? What should the Republican message be to combat what the Democrats are doing?
All right. So she's about to tell you. Ainsley asked her, what should the message be? Great question. Let's get a pen and pad, and let's see what Caroline says and make sure that's what we're talking about. What should the message be? Great question, Ainsley.
The Democrats are the greatest con artists in American politics. They are pretending to champion the issue of affordability when they themselves created the worst inflation crisis in a generation. You can't create a problem and then turn around and say, I'm the best person to fix it. No, that's
all right. That's point number one. As the Democrats are crying and whining about stuff, you say to everybody, well, You burnt the house down, and then you stood in the crowd and said, why aren't the firemen trying to fix it? When you're the one lit the match. The proverbial match was lit by the Democrats. Why did you let all these people in? Why did you give these people so much money? Why did you do this? That's your counter argument right there. Hey, well, gas prices are still too high. Why'd you stop drilling? Why did you drain the reserve, this petroleum reserve area? Why did you get rid of all the oil? Why did you make us dependent on, Venezuela? Some people like to ask questions. Well, ask the questions. Why did you give out all these student loans to people who couldn't pay them back? Nobody is confronting the arsonists. Everybody is confronting the firemen. And firewomen, firefighters, whatever you want to say. So that's a great counter message right off the bat.
President Trump was reelected to fix it, and that's exactly what he's doing. So as President Trump has been screaming from the rooftops, Republicans need to remain tough and smart, and they need to be more vocal about touting the accomplishments of this administration. Again,
tough and vocal. I ain't seen a whole lot of tough lately. I've seen a whole lot of wussies. I've seen a whole lot of complaining. Where's the toughness? Where is the touting of the accomplishments? I don't know if any of you guys have athletic experience, but one of the things that people used to say about me and some of my friends is we were cocky. We were arrogant. No, we were just good. We were good enough to say, we beat you. We were good enough to say, look at the scoreboard. Where are the people right now who are touting victories? Or are you trying to defend a tax? Don't defend a tax. Hey, snapshot. My gas is $2.75. Suck it. Toughness and touting victories. There's no shame in your game when you got it. I've said before, people say, oh, Barry, you talk about prosperity too much. Ching, ching. You're always talking about this and that and real estate and everything. And I'm like, well, why do you keep telling me you're broke? If you have no problem telling me you're broke, why can't I be happy that we're doing well? Same thing here. Toughness. We've seen too many wussies lately. Too many people, too many guys that squat to pee. And they're not touting victory. You know who they are.
inflation has slowed because of President Trump's economic policies. We see wages for the first time in 5 years are increasing by about $1,000 per the average American worker. We know wages were declining under this president. And as you mentioned, Ainsley, next spring, these tax rebates, that's real money back into the pockets of the American people for workers who work overtime, for those who collect tips, for those who are on Social Security.
See, that's something nobody's talking about. The effect of the bill doesn't start until after January 1st. You haven't even seen it happen yet. And yet we got pollsters out there saying it's all over. It's terrible. There's nothing that can happen. Well, you know how you tell they're lying? Because if there was no chance of President Trump coming back, if there was no way that Republicans were going to win, then your service as a pollster doesn't have any value. You might as well go ahead and close up shop. Nobody needs you. Hey, it's over. That's the counter argument. Hey, I see what you're saying. Well, if that's true, why are you looking for a job someplace? Oh, they figured out my grift. Yeah, we figured out your grift. You're out here complaining about Trump is, oh, so bad, the messaging sucks. Well, if they're really going to lose, and there is no chance, it's over, the boomers have slammed the door behind you, well, then why are you still posting? You know, every single game of every single year that I played ball, every single time the coach was in the locker room, he never said to me or anybody on the team, I don't think you guys got a shot today. I know you're all here hoping something's going to happen, but you're probably going to get your asses whooped. How long do you think a coach like that would last in the locker room? And yet, all over X, we have everybody complaining about the coach, the wide receivers, the tight ends, the defensive line, offensive line, as if they're not on the team. So if you're not on the team, why do I give a shit what you have to say? I'm supporting that team, that Trump team, that America team, that MAGA team, and until they're no longer on the team. I think some of you have noticed over the last few months, we've kind of dwindled in our interviews. And one of those reasons is we're seeing person after person after person turn into a bat poop crazy nut. They're like, Ashley, don't want them again. Don't want this one. Oh, definitely don't want that one. I want people who support what we support. I want to surround myself with people who want to win. Why do I want to bring, hey, come on in, losers. Oh, we suck? Oh, that's right, we suck. You want to go out here and lift some weights? No, don't bother, you're going to lose. No. Today, that ends today.
See that money back in their pocketbooks, and every single Democrat on Capitol Hill voted against these historic tax cuts. So you can't say you're for the working man and woman when you vote to raise their taxes. The Republicans and President Trump have a proven economic formula and agenda that's working. Right. It's focused on bigger paychecks and lower prices, and that's what President Trump will talk about tonight.
I want to talk about Venezuela.
So he's going to be talking about that tonight. He's going to be looking at an audience of predominantly blue-collar people out there in the Poconos areas. And he's going to point out what she just said. The arsonists are carrying gas cans and trying to light more stuff on fire to make you put it out. Instead of saying, what can we collectively do to get America where we want it to be? Because they don't want it there. And so you got to have that discernment, the power of discernment to go, I see what you're all about. Yeah, you're willing to just do whatever you need to do. Just for you, not America.
But before we go, is it going to be just a one-off, or do you have other events planned for the next few weeks?
I think you'll see President Trump out there most definitely when it comes to the new year. Of course, we have Christmas coming up.
What we all have wanted. The most wonderful time of the year is going to be turned into the most wonderful season. He's got to be hitting the road more and more. You see, nothing connects to people like being out there with people. Nothing connects with people like, and you know it's like adrenaline to him. It's like, hit me right here, feed it to me intravenously. The power and energy of a crowd is so much different than sitting behind the Oval Office and listening to these snot-nosed reporters. If you haven't been to a Trump rally, I encourage you to find out when the next one is and get your behind there. It'll change the way you see things completely. Remember what I said about people being at your backyard barbecue who don't really like you? Well, imagine 10, 20, 30,000 people who love you, who love MAGA, and that's all they want. And he can feel that energy. That, I can't wait. More coming.
In a couple of weeks, but there's nobody that loves the American public more and being out there on the road than President Trump.
So let's talk about what Secretary of War Pete Hegseth will be briefing the Gang of Eight, select House leaders as well as Senate, about what's going on with Venezuela. So, of course, there's this pressure to release the double tap, the second hit on that drug boat. And ultimately, the president says it's up to the Secretary of War whether he should do it or not. So your thoughts about releasing that tape?
Well, how refreshing. Now we have a commander-in-chief who trusts our Secretary of War and trusts Pentagon leadership to do the right thing by our warfighters. And I think it speaks to the depravity of the Democrat Party that they have stooped so low. They are attacking our military leadership. They are attacking the brave men and women who conducted these strikes well within the law, following the orders from their commander-in-chief. And let's not forget, these are drug boats. These are narco-terrorists. And in 2024, the GOP platform at the Republican Party convention, written by President Trump and his team, stated that
Now you know what's really going on here, right? I've been explaining to you the last couple of days, last week. If you didn't watch yesterday, go back and watch it. And if you didn't watch it from like December 2nd or December 3rd, go watch and understand, learn, educate yourself on the Monroe Doctrine. The Monroe Doctrine, as I've been continuing to read up on it, is basically Democrat kryptonite. It completely destroys everything the Democrats have been trying to do for decades. And Pete Hegseth is carrying that out. These drug boats getting blown up, number one, we don't really know who they are. And number two, it's just a surface level approach to what's really happening that we will all find out worldwide very soon. I'm really convinced of that. And so as we're talking about the boats and they're getting blown up, you're watching people to do everything they possibly can to do what? To divert you from what's really happening. If I can get you to concentrate on these poor guys in these boats who are just out there fishing, then you're not seeing what Trump is really planning. You're not understanding the bigger picture. And I got some stuff coming up. Some people are starting to understand. And it took a week, and I sat back and like, wow, I was actually the first one out there talking about it. And now I'm watching it seep out there, and I'm like, you go. You got it. You understand it. It is game-changing for the world and game-changing for the United States. Oops, wrong one.
Going to, quote, demolish foreign drug cartels. President Trump campaigned on this. He is delivering on it. And every time President Trump and Secretary Hegseth and the White House are criticized for blowing up drug boats, we are thinking about Americans like Ann Funder, who lost her 15-year-old son, Weston, to a drug overdose. We are thinking of the hundreds of thousands of Americans across the country who have been riddled by this drug crisis in our own hemisphere, in our own backyard. And I think it's great President Trump is finally paying attention to it and taking strong action.
So real quickly, Caroline, there's a report in the Washington Post on Venezuelan Maduro. It says that he's shaken but still standing and plans to wait out Trump. This is what the source close to Maduro revealed. Deep down, they're nervous, but they think nothing will happen. They want to see how far Trump will go. Can they wait?
That's a big mistake, isn't it? Yeah, we want to wait him out. I think Iran said something about that too. Let's see what he really does. You really? You want to play chicken with Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth? Good luck with that.
Now Trump is the question, Caroline.
Well, Lawrence, I'm always quite hesitant to believe anything I read in the Washington Post these days, but I will tell you that I believe it's true that Nicolas Maduro is very scared, and he should be. Nicolas Maduro's illegitimate regime has been sending not only these illegal drugs to the United States, but also the worst of the worst criminals, inhumane murderers and drug traffickers. They unleashed our prisons into our country over the past 4 years, and Nicolas Maduro is now paying a very steep price for those consequences, just as President Trump promised he would.
If he doesn't go, does that mean that he ends up stronger because he was able to stare down the President of the United States? Is there pressure on this White House to get him out?
I think there is pressure for President Trump to deliver on what he said he would do, which is to take out the foreign drug cartels, and that's exactly what the president is focused on right now.
You notice the answer to that question. Yeah, we're going to take him out. That's what she said. That's specifically what she said. We're going to take him out. So it's coming. It's absolutely coming.
If he does that, Maduro loses all of this money, the drug money.
Who else loses the money? You got to think hard. Who else is going to lose this money? Lots and lots of Democrats. Just like with the Somalians, Venezuela, Ukraine, lots of money drying up, spigot being turned off. Hey, before I continue, let me tell you guys about bearskin and the hoodies. You guys have heard of this bearskin hoodie, right? Man, the smart people are locking in their winter gear right now. Get this before the Christmas season ends, because this is hand down the best time to prep for the coming winter. Actually, winter in some places is already here. SV said he got snow. Ashley said she got snow. Bearskin is running an amazing 60% off deal right now, but only if you get your hoodie early. This hoodie is built like a tank with 340 GSM microfleece, 10 pockets. I mean, even the pockets have pockets. I mean, look at it. There's a pocket under here. I don't know what I would use that for, but there's a pocket there. There's a pocket. There's pockets everywhere. There's 10 of them. It has a clean, rugged fit. It looks awesome. This is not, by the way, you got to have some oomph to you to even wear it. I bet you this thing weighs 3-4 pounds. Oh, there's another pocket right there. Pockets everywhere. And it zips right into a heavy storm rain jacket to become 100% waterproof when you need it. So when it turns cold, wet, and windy, you're not scrambling last minute to get, something warm. You'll get free U.S. shipping, fast delivery, and you're locked in your winter gear already. That's a win-win. So do yourself a favor. Text the word Barry to 36912 to lock in your 60% off. Again, text Barry to 36912, 36912. You get a link sent straight to your phone so you can check it out later if you're busy right now. And one more thing, when you support Bearskin, you're also supporting the Fallen Outdoors and the Hope for the Warriors Veterans Program. So you're not just buying great gear, you're backing a cause that matters. It's a great hoodie. Don't wait until you're already freezing and too cold to realize your hoodie sucks. Get a Bearskin right now while it's 60% off. All you've got to do is text Barry to 36912. All right, I'll be right back.
Hey everybody, Barry has a couple things to let you know about. Fanfare is giving away a free fishing trip. We're going to fly you and a guest down to South Florida for a 3-day, 2-night getaway. You'll go on a deep-sea fishing trip with Robin. And Barry and Robin will take you and your guest out to dinner. To enter to win, go to fanfareshop.org/fishing. It's easy and it's free to enter. Second, if you'd like to join our private group on X, go to fanfareshop.org/group and join 18,000 fellow patriots. It's a safe space for patriots as it's curated and moderated. Again, that's fanfareshop.org/group. One more thing, if you'd like to be a part of the show, submit a 60-second video by going to fanfareshop.org/submit video. Last, but certainly not least, if you'd like to request a free Bible, please go to fanfareshop.org/Bible. We have a long list, but we're getting them out as soon as we can. Again, that's fanfareshop.org/Bible. Thanks for being a part of the Fanfare family. Now back to the show.
Welcome back to Fanfare with Barry Cunningham.
All right, so internet connection and router and everything seems to be okay, so I don't want to jinx myself. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let me go ahead and take some comments from you guys. Let's see here. Donald John Trump is reducing the gas prices and refilling the national preserves. Yep, yes he is. You're absolutely right. You put the credit cards in our pockets, make our cash great again. That's great. By the way, we're going to give out the trip tomorrow, so stay tuned for tomorrow's show. Let's see here. Those fish look too heavy to hold up. Fishing for drug boats. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. We could get out there and do that. It would be funny. Ukraine corruption is finally coming to light. Zelensky's second step down. Yep, all that stuff. All of it's happening simultaneously. Just remember that all at the same time, this stuff is happening, which is a good thing. Oh my gosh, Barry sounds so much better. Yeah, Mike, when I told you, I get this cold every single year. It came a couple of weeks early, but it always starts like here, and then it goes to here, then it goes to here, and then it goes away. But unfortunately, I just made my wife sick, so she got sick. And so I told her, you'll be all right. It'll get better. All right, so we're talking about things moving into a more voluminous rally season. And the most powerful woman in politics, as President Trump likes to talk to her, Susie Wiles, confirmed this as well.
He's going to have a fun next year. But we're going to put him on the campaign trail, too. Typically, just a little bit of campaign speak, if I may.
Yeah.
Typically, in the midterms, it's not about who's sitting at the White House. It's you localize the election.
Right.
And you keep the federal officials out of it. We're actually going to turn that on its head.
Good.
Oh, okay. See, everything Trump does is different than what the pundits always think is going to happen. Everything that they see, they try to lay on Trump, and it's not fitting. You can't say this time last year or this time in this so-and-so's presidency, they did this. So-and-so's presidency at this time in December, they were, break the mold. There's no way you can forecast what is going to be happening. I said that to Mark Mitchell when I had him on the show. I'm like, blah, blah, blah. So Mark, how are you forecasting what's going to happen next year? You're taking a snapshot from some people somewhere that says this today. And you're telling people that it's over. We can't possibly win next November. How do you know what's going to happen? Well, until she said that, nobody knew he was hitting the road. You know, there was something that General Michael Flynn posted, and I just had a quick question about it. General Michael Flynn says, why does it appear nothing is happening against those who committed this conspiracy to overthrow our country? I'm a wordsmith. I like to listen to words. And so I picked that out, and I'm like, you mean appear? Why does it appear? It appears because only a certain number of people know what the hell is even going on. You notice what's happened with this White House that you should really take some discernment with. There's no leaks. And because there's no leaks, everybody's making stuff up. Nobody knows what's going on. There's a very tight-knit circle who have an idea what the overall plan is. Everybody else is guessing, and I think because they don't know, they're trying to seem smart to audiences who don't know any more than they do. So until 12:42 p.m., a second ago, many of you may not have seen Susie Wiles say, we're turning that on its head. We're going to do everything different. So, of course, it appears a certain way. And normally when something appears a certain way, it's because you want it to appear that way. Every single thing that's going on, there's nothing secret. President Trump knows what people are saying. He's got great social media people. You know that. He's not oblivious. He knows what people are saying about Kash Patel and Pam Bondi and Dan Bongino and Pete. He knows what they're saying. So it appears that shit's falling apart. Well, I want you to go back to look at the video we did about Sun Tzu. And there's a very strong rule in Sun Tzu who President Trump follows. Appear weak when you are strong. And I try to lay these things out for you guys so you have breadcrumbs to go back to. The whole art of the deal was built upon the art of war by Sun Tzu. And so when I saw this by, arguably a great general who says, why does it appear nothing is happening? And I'm like, he didn't put that in there by accident. He could have just said, why is nothing happening? Why is nothing happening against those who committed? Instead, he said, why does it appear? Well, right now, you can go ahead and Google Sun Tzu rules and find that one, appear weak when strong. Don't let everybody know what you're about to do. Don't give them the opportunity to game plan it. You don't walk up to the line of scrimmage and other football analogies. Hey, I'm about to throw it to 81 over here, okay? Just want to let you guys know, okay? Yeah, okay. No. I mean, there were times where I saw somebody limp just to let them think he'd hurt his ankle, then take off. Appear weak when strong. And that was by General Michael Flynn. You can see it right there. Go to it. Appear. Look for everything. Discern. And now Susie Wiles saying we're about to turn everything on its head.
And put him on the ballot, because so many of those low propensity voters are Trump voters.
Yes, they are.
And we saw a week ago Tuesday what happens when he's not on the ballot and not active. So I haven't quite broken it to him yet, but he's going to campaign like it's 2024 again.
We're going back to the future. He's going to campaign like it's 2024 all over again. Bet you didn't have that, pollsters. Bet you didn't think this 79-year-old guy was going to hit the trail and start doing rallies all over again. There's not a single politician that has ever existed who can reach the people directly like President Trump. After he won in November, there was an extreme high, and now it appears there's an extreme low. Well, anyone who's been involved in the concert business will tell you. You come out with some hits. Yeah, this is awesome. And then you do the slower ballad songs. Yeah. And then this is from our new album. Yeah, nobody's heard it. And then the encore, you're hitting them again. Every single concert follows the exact same order. Start with a hit, lull them down, bring it home. And everybody thought, it's over. You can't win in November. You didn't count on this, did you? You didn't count on him going to certain states where people are needed to bring it in, to bring it home. You weren't ready for this. How do you counteract that? You can't. The man is a master on stage. His people will flock to him. You've been to the rallies. There'll be 10, 20, 30, 40,000 people. When he shows up, you can't stop it. You can't stop what's coming. Now, understand it's going to be cold for the first 3 or 4 months of the year, so maybe they're just laying it out. But all these close races where he wants someone to win, she just said he's going to be on the ballot. Every single pollster, every person in the media has been saying for months, well, Trump loses when, they've been telling him the recipe. Trump loses when he's not on the ballot. Okay, how about we fix that? How about we change that? How about we put me on the ballot? Then what you gonna do? Brilliance. But most of us saw that coming. You guys in the chat were already saying it. Hey, why didn't he get out there on the road more? Okay, it appears weak.
For all these people that he helps. He doesn't help everybody, but for those he does, he's a difference maker, and he's certainly a turnout machine. So the midterms will be very important to us. He'll work very hard to keep the majority.
Yeah, we can't afford to have this stalled.
No.
And one of the things I keep telling people, and I'm sure we're going to talk politics, I got to talk this. I am so frustrated with all of the people that gave abundantly to organizations like ours and others over the last 4 years to make sure that we won. And our objective was threefold. We didn't just want the presidency. We wanted the House, we wanted the Senate. And we were very strategic on where we went, how we focused to get those bombs out. And now it's like they're all sitting on their laurels and going, oh, we're good. I'm like, I don't think you realize how good we aren't. Yeah. And this with swipe of a pen and one election can change everything.
And the majorities in both houses.
Yes,
right.
They are.
This is a good Senate year for Republicans. Every 2 years is what it is for House members. So there's candidate recruitment. The president started raising money for the midterms the day after the election. Good. And he's sitting on a huge war chest to help these people.
I'm going to hit the road, and I got lots of money. A huge war chest. Now, understand, I'm sure I would be nervous and go, hey, I hope the Secret Service is up for this. I hope they're ready for the crazies, and they better be. Remember, at this time, it's not July. This is something you guys all have to remember. July, when he got shot, excuse me, he was a candidate. Now he is the president. So what does that mean? Well, it means in addition to the Secret Service, he could have military protection. He's the president, not candidate. So I'm not really going to be worried too much about the security because it will be military. Pete Hegseth will probably have planes flying over and everything. He didn't have that in July. It was left up to the locals and everybody else and whatever Secret Service the Biden administration wanted to give him. Not this time. Not this time. He'll have the full force of the American government protecting him. He's not candidate Trump. He is President Trump. That's a big difference. Everybody in the chat who's worried about his security, don't. Don't. They can roll out Marines if they want to. So I think he'll be well protected. He'll have transportation he didn't have before. And again, he has the knowledge of what has been happening. Like I said, we know of July 13th. We know about the guy at the golf course. But we don't know how many other threats there have been. We're not privy to this information. So I'm sure they can go ahead and secure what they need to secure. I mean, he just did an event on stage at the Kennedy Center in front of, I don't know, what was it, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people? And I don't know, wait till this thing airs. You're going to be shocked. I've been seeing some of the behind the things footage, and one of the tributes was to, obviously, George Strait. And when George Strait's tribute came out, which I can't wait to show this on the 23rd, guess who was at the Kennedy Center honoring George Strait? Here is, he checks the chat. Garth Brooks, the Trump hater, with his wife, Miranda Lambert, and what's his wife's name? Trisha Young, whatever, were on stage at the Kennedy Center giving a tribute to George Strait while Trump was the MC. Would you have ever thought you see Garth Brooks and Trisha Young, whatever her name was, on stage with Trump? Things are changing. Things are definitely changing. We just got to do it for, the people who want to support President Trump. You guys can do it. You guys have so much power that I don't think you're really swinging that hammer.
And he'll use it, and he'll use himself, and he'll use his money that he's raised, probably his money too, and nobody can outwork him. So there's every reason to be confident, but we have to actually get it done.
Yeah.
We have to get it done. All right, so that's again, I'm going to lean on athletics. That's what my coach says. I've given you all the tools. You've trained. You've watched all the films. Now you get out there and do it. Now you actually have to get out there and play. I can't play the game. I can tell you everything. I can show you everything. I can give you a plan. You got to execute. So right now, you have to execute. Stop giving people your time and eyeballs who aren't having the same agenda as you. You want this to succeed. You wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be coming here. So I know you want this to succeed. So why are you following idiots? That's not entertainment. That's brain toxicity. That's listening to people who actually hate you. They're making fun of you. But I'm starting to see people I didn't see before understand. I told you earlier, I'm seeing people who I didn't think saw the Monroe Doctrine, and I'm also seeing people who thought it was over starting to realize, wait a second, have we been played all along? Is this where he wanted us to be? Are the midterms not a fait accompli or fait accompli? Are we actually going to make a showing? Are we actually going to win?
We're going to win the midterms. It's going to be a grind. It's not going to be for the ribbon clerks or the summer soldiers or the sunshine patriots, all those guys that climbed on board after the victory in 24, all the ones that are all MAGA. You ain't going to see them around. Just like in the...
You know, I have had my differences with Steve Bannon. Not personally, I don't know the guy. But I haven't liked his stance on certain things. But damn if he isn't right here. A lot of people saw an opportunity on November 6th. Say, hey, let me get on this wave. Oh, this wave looks good. Oh, we're riding this. We're making some money. And then all things, the wave gets flat. And the wave gets flat, and you got to actually row. Get back out there. Not that I've had my big behind on a surfboard. That wouldn't work, but I've seen it. And so they rode that wave. And how quickly they turned. They weren't real MAGA. Like I say in the bottom of the screen, it's time for real MAGA to step up.
Revolution. You think we haven't gone through this before? We have gone through this before. Look at Washington and the Continental Army and those militias that fought down to a handful of men, a couple thousand people. Everybody departed because it was too hard. It was too tough.
One thing Steve Bannon does know is his history. One thing you can go look at is exactly what he just said. How did General Washington win when the attrition rate was so high? Man, it's cold up here in Valley Forge. It's cold. My feet, they're all turning blue. Got to keep on. We have to do this. And people started, I'm not in it. And that's what you're seeing right now. 1 year later, you're seeing so many people who think they know what's best, who've made a bunch of money over the last 10 months, who are seeing that money go like this because it's expected. It's the holiday season, morons. Have you never run a business? People start spending time with family. They start spending money elsewhere. There's football. There's all kinds of different opportunities. There's vacations. And did you not do a forecast? And now you're freaking out. So we better talk bad about Trump. That's what's going to do it. We're going to get all the nuts to follow us. Nope. Stay the course. Stay the course. Be true. Win.
Jeopardizing my future. That's exactly what's going to happen here. But here's why we're going to win. We're resilient. We're anti-fragile. We don't give a tinker's damn about the tech bros. The bro.
Anti-fragile. I've never heard that used before. We must be anti-fragile. We have to be. The man took a bullet. I can't give up on a man who took a bullet. Can't do it. I can't look away and say, everything I voted for, no, we can't do it because the Epstein files or somebody hasn't been arrested. No. I'm with you. You're still standing? You're still going? I'm with you. That's a commitment. You're going to have to judge your own commitments, but I'm judging other people by theirs. And I'm like, you wouldn't even have a blog, website, channel if it weren't for Trump. Yeah, I see what you're doing. Everything that you built is trash right now because you flipped. And you're gravitating and being a magnet to the crazies. And you've turned on Trump. You see, the one thing about waves is every ninth one that comes in can be a big one. And we're probably in the second, third, or fourth, or fifth. These people bailed on the second one. Hey, it's kind of flat. I need to go someplace else where I can get my bread buttered. This ain't working anymore, these MAGA people. It's coming back. That ninth wave is coming. That ninth wave is coming because Trump's going to be pushing it. He's going to be pushing that water, as Susie Wiles just said, as Caroline Levitt just says. He's getting back out there. Then watch all these people try to start turning and trying to catch the new wave. Count on it.
They're all paper. All of them got glass jaws.
They all do. Complete glass jaws. Now, I told you a little bit about the whole thing with certain people starting to understand what's going on. Before that, let me go ahead and take a second and talk to you about Lear Capital. And I mentioned to you about Fannie Mae. I don't know if you've been watching gold and silver, but man, it's starting to look amazing, which I would expect this time of year. You see, history shows that every market eventually falls. Every currency collapses, and today, the U.S. dollar is hanging by a thread. We've got $37 trillion in national debt, record high markets defying gravity, and we all know stocks can't go up forever. Meanwhile, your groceries, your housing, and your transportation costs all appear to be higher. And your dollar, it's buying less every single day. So when the system breaks, when the crash hits, your stocks won't save you. And your dollars won't either. But one thing will, gold and silver. They've always survived the collapse. Just look it up. You can go back and, again, know your history to see what's happening. Banks and billionaires are investing in gold for a reason. Protect your savings. It's a hedge. It's not a speculative investment. It is a guard. I highly recommend you do the same before the next shoe drops, which could be any day now in Venezuela. Don't wait for the headlines when the panic sets in. It's too late. You know that. In addition to Venezuela, we don't know what Putin's going to do in Ukraine now that Zelensky's acting all stupid. Call my friends at Lear Capital at 800-601-5430 or go to learberry.com and get your free 2025 gold investment kit. So when the system breaks, you will have some protection with real physical gold and silver. With over $3 billion in trusted transactions and thousands of five-star reviews, Lear is a company I personally trust and personally do business with. And you can too. By the way, for a limited time, Lear is now giving my channel and people here on Fanfare up to $20,000 in bonus gold or silver with a qualified purchase. That's another $5,000 in bonus metals. So I urge you to check it out before that special is gone. Call 800-601-5430 or go to learberry.com. All right, so I want you guys, as I was saying, I'm like, certain people are now starting to understand this whole Monroe Doctrine, this whole thing that's beginning to happen around Venezuela, and why it's so important to get some silver and gold and understand what's happening with AI and how it's going to be used in this new war, if we can call it. Listen to this.
But he thinks the changes that you're making and what you laid out in your vision for Europe is what Moscow wants to see.
I have no vision for Europe. All I want to see is a strong Europe. Look, I have a vision for the United States, America first.
I have no vision for Europe. Dasha Burns from Politico was doing this interview, and she didn't pick up on it. Why didn't she pick up on it? Because the media still hasn't grasped what's going on with the Monroe Doctrine. I've got no vision for Europe. Not my monkeys, not my circus. They're not in the Western Hemisphere. She didn't pick up on that.
It's Make America Great Again. I do explain to Europe because I think, I'm supposed to be a very smart person. I have eyes, I have ears, I have knowledge. I have vast knowledge. I see what's happening. I get reports that you will never see. And I think it's horrible what's happening to Europe. I think it's endangering Europe as we know it. Europe could be a whole different place.
Your impact.
And I think the European people should do something about it.
The future of...
I get stuff you don't see. You don't know anything about. That goes for everybody in the media, not just Dasha. I get stuff you guys have no clue because we're not leaking it. And I don't care about Europe. I mean, understand a United States president saying those words. I don't care about Europe. It probably made some people shudder. What do you mean I don't care about Europe? The humanity. I'm here, Western Hemisphere. By the way, I'm going to have that entire interview tonight before the rally.
American warfare is here, and it's spelled AI. As technologies advance, so do our adversaries. But here at the War Department, we are not sitting idly by. Under the leadership of President Trump, America will lead the charge on this technological transformation by revolutionizing the way we win.
Okay, so President says, I don't care about Europe. Pete Hegseth says, we're going to win this war with AI. You need silver to power AI. And just to give you a hint, you might want to go look at the silver chart right now. You might want to look at silver today, just today. I've been talking to you about silver, and this isn't a commercial. I've been talking to you about silver for over a year. I was buying silver at 28 and 29. Some of you guys bought it even before then. I'm looking right now. It's at 60, almost 61 bucks. Almost $61. What does that tell you? Well, Pete's telling you.
That's why today we are unleashing GenAI.mil. This platform puts the world's most powerful frontier AI models, starting with Google Gemini, directly into the hands of every American warrior. At the click of a button, AI models on GenAI can be utilized to conduct deep research, format documents, and even analyze video or imagery at unprecedented speed. Building on the great work of Undersecretary Emil Michael and his team, we will continue to aggressively field the world's best technology to make our fighting force more lethal than ever before. And all of it is American-made. The possibilities with AI are endless. Now, let's get to work.
Can I just go through?
We'll get to him in a second. Let's get to work. So now you've heard, just to let you know, as we've been playing this, you've heard from a couple people in the Trump administration who all ended their comments by saying, let's get to work. It's almost as if, I don't know, January 1st or so after the holidays, we're going to hit the ground running. Although I don't think Pete's waiting that long. Let me show you. This popped up, and it's a long post, but I'll let you see it before I talk about it. And it says, U.S. Navy Triton drone is circling Venezuela. This is what we won't roll it out looks like. Remember Trump saying he wouldn't rule out Venezuela invasion, but wouldn't talk military strategy? Here's the strategy. U.S. Navy Triton drone, call sign Black Cat 6, flying 45,000 feet above Venezuela for 24 hours straight. Path focuses on waters near Maracaibo and Caracas. That's Venezuela's oil hub and capital. Not subtle. This is Operation Southern Spear, U.S. effort launched November, targeting Venezuela's Cartel de los Soles drug trafficking network. Cartel de los Soles translates to Cartel of the Suns, named after the sun insignias Venezuelan generals wear on their uniforms, because the cartel is the Venezuelan military. Pay attention to that. You can go back and find this, because the cartel is the military. I don't know where Mario got that information, but that explains the boats being blown up. You get it? These aren't cartels. That is the Venezuelan military they're hitting. Oh, yeah, the chills probably just went going up your arms. They went, oh, is that where we are? That's where we are. Maduro's regime isn't fighting the cartels. It is the cartel. Generals move the cocaine, pocket the profits, keep Maduro in power. That's why Trump's not treating this like a law enforcement problem. It's a military problem. the media and the Democrats completely have missed it or being ignorant. Oh, it's just a poor fisherman. No. President Trump must have data that says, nah, there is no such thing as a cartel in Venezuela. It is the military. It is the military who's making excursions into international waters coming towards America. Democrats are oblivious or lying. Read more of this. The Triton, that's why the Triton's is equipped for intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, monitoring maritime activity. Translation, tracking every boat moving drugs out of Venezuelan waters, building target packages, identifying patterns, mapping the network. So we got eyes in the sky looking down on Venezuela. They're packing boats with stuff right now. Yeah, the blue boat, we're gonna paint the blue boat. You know what paint the boat is? Laser. We're gonna paint that boat because we saw them loading stuff on the boat. They're probably watching television in a situation room going, are they thinking we this stupid? Oh yeah, take the blue boat. Notice there hasn't been any boats taken that were, just people fishing. I'm sure they've got decoys out there. They know which boats are doing what. There's no equivocation. We already know what's happening. We got a thing flying around up there, zooming down on watching these things. Crazy, absolutely crazy. And it's not alone. The USS Gerald Ford Carrier Strike Group is operating nearby. Radar stations in Trinidad and Tobago are lighting up the region. Trump's building a kill box around Venezuela without technically invading anything. The Western Hemisphere is ours. And when you read stuff like this and you see what's happening with the Monroe Doctrine, this all should begin to make sense. Now, listen to what Glenn Beck says here, because Glenn picked up on it as well.
And give you the meaning of the national security strategy that just came out from the president. And everyone is freaking out about it, and I think the president deserves a round of applause. The reason why everybody hates it is the exact opposite of what they've told us for 100 years we should be doing. And for 100 years, you've seen what we've done, and you've seen where it's gotten us. Nowhere, quickly. America is standing in this doorway right now, and behind us is the chaos that we've just lived through. Weakness, drift, bipartisan, foreign policy class that somehow has managed to squander the greatest advantage any nation has ever had. And just ahead, at least according to the national security strategy, is a course correction so sweeping that honestly it reads like a rediscovery of the American civilization itself.
Yeah, that's the Monroe Doctrine. Glenn is a noted historian. And it's interesting, and it's kind of weird to me because he's shocked. He's like, wait a second. This has been sitting here all along, and we had this president who's coming in and resetting the entire thing. Everybody's worried about, oh my God. He's like, he's I don't care about Europe. No, I don't care. Completely different than any president we ever had, which means how can you compare him to any other president? Which is the mistake too many people are making.
Because this is what this document is. It's not just a list of foreign policy goals. It is a declaration of what America actually is and what it must never allow itself to become ever again. For the first time in decades, the strategy admits the obvious, okay? We lost our way after the Cold War. Yeah, we did. Yeah. We tried to run the world while hollowing out the nation that was supposed to do the running. We were hollowing ourselves out. We outsourced our factories, we outsourced our borders, our sovereignty, and even, God help us, our sense of purpose. We have no purpose. We treated global institutions as if they outranked the Constitution, and they don't.
And because that's the Democratic way, Democrat Party way. Yeah, the world is more important than the United States. That has been the policy forever. We are the world's policemen. And for the first time in who knows how long, we have a president that's going, I don't care about Europe. See, everybody missed that piece in that interview with Dasha Burns. I don't care about Europe. When it should have been like, oh my gosh, there it is. There, he just said it. That's not my concern. I'm not the president of Europe. I'm sorry, it sucks for them. We're going to make us a powerhouse. And I love Glenn's energy here because you can tell he finally gets it. He had said some things about Trump, and he made a video that went viral like I was wrong. People are sitting around going, oh, I see it now. Oh, this is so amazing. And that's why I guess this is my third or fourth time I've been talking to you about the Monroe Doctrine.
We protected everybody else's borders except we let ours collapse. We defended, abstract world orders while neglecting the American worker who actually paid for everything. And this new strategy as outlined, it just says what you've been saying for a long, long time. Enough. I've had enough. And it lays out what Americans and America should want. And it starts with something, really revolutionary in its simplicity. It says we need a safe, sovereign republic that protects its people, strong families, strong industry, strong borders, strong energy, and a renewed culture that knows its own story and is.
Okay, so you want to know what your message is? That's your messaging. We want a strong border. We want strong infrastructure. We want a country that understands its own values, not Somalis, not Europe's, not Sweden, America. How different is that? How, absolutely breathtaking. So much better for us.
Isn't ashamed to tell it. What is possibly wrong with all of that? Strong borders, strong families, strong industry, strong energy, renewed culture that knows its own story and isn't ashamed to tell it. That's why everybody's freaking out, because they don't want any of these things. None of the elites want those things. A sovereign republic? No.
Nope. Sovereign? Nope. Family? Oh, hell no. They definitely don't want family. They definitely don't want to have mom and dad stay together and have raised their kids. They've been working for decades for that not to happen. And now here comes President Trump promoting that all over again. Sovereignty, kids, take care of home first. Oh no, that kills the Democrat Party.
He's laying out we want the world's strongest military, but also the world's strongest economy and the world's strongest spirit. And without that, this policy says nothing else holds. And that's true. And it's true. It says the era of mass migration is over. Not slowing it, not managing it, but ending it.
Over. Done. We're closed. Nobody else can come. And some of you who are here got to go. You see, I watched one of the Democrats the other day. We're talking about all these people who've come in from other countries, and they denied that they should assimilate and aspire to pledge allegiance to the flag. Every one of us grew up that way. Before we even start class, I pledge allegiance to the flag and the republic for which it stands. You remember as a kid, I haven't recited it in probably decades, but we all remember it. I pledge allegiance to the flag. And they took that out of schools. It needs to go right back in there. Every single one of these people needs to be saying, I pledge allegiance to the flag and the republic for which it stands. They took that out also because they had to get the word democracy in there. I'm going to talk to you tomorrow about why this isn't a democracy and how that has been one of those words they've changed. Democrats don't talk about republic. And Trump's like, we need to promote who we are.
We know that's true. It says the government's job is to protect God-given rights. Okay. Where do you get that idea? I don't know. The Declaration of Independence. Why is that controversial? It's not to manipulate elections. It's not to police speech. It's not to hide behind bureaucratic language while crushing dissent. All of that is found in the Bill of Rights. It's not controversial.
I hope as President Trump starts these rallies, this is what he begins telling people. I hope he begins drumming up patriotism. I mean, people will leave these rallies on fire. It'll be the worst thing possible for the Democrats. We're effing America, baby. I want to see people wearing red hats again and daring people to try and stop us. Yeah, this is my family. This is my country. I'm proud of it. I'm not going to shy away from it. No, the Somalis might get mad. Oh, the Mexican, the Hispanic, Latinx, whatever they all are. You want to change and come back? Come back saying, I pledge allegiance to the flag. Yes, what we want to hear. We're not going to accommodate you. You're going to accommodate us. And if you don't want to accommodate us and acquiesce to us, well, stay your ass back in the dirt. And we need to be, as a group, proud to say that. We welcome you if this. If you don't do all this, and this, I got this Andrew Dice Clay video I want you to see, okay? Because this is where you are. If you don't speak the language, get the...
It demands allies actually act like allies and pay their fair share. Controversial? Doesn't seem like it. It promises reindustrialization. Did we learn anything from COVID? Is it a bad idea to have everybody else make our stuff and then we wait for boats? Energy dominance. A national defense industrial base that's built for the world we actually live in, not the world our think tanks wish existed. And then it turns outward. Then it begins to look outward to Europe and the rest of the world, because the rest of the world is shifting under our feet right now, and nobody's willing to say it. In the Western Hemisphere,
I'm sorry. Where, Glenn? Oh, the Western Hemisphere. You guys need to acquaint yourself with that. I told you, go find a globe, do something. Look at where that is. Look at where the Western Hemisphere is. Read the Monroe Doctrine. Understand the Roosevelt corollary and the Trump corollary. And you're going to go, oh, I see it. Now this all makes sense. We're bringing back America. I need to get Justin Timberlake back, Howard. Instead of saying bring it back sexy, we're bringing back America. We're bringing it back. Baseball, apple pie, all of it. It's not a bad thing. We don't need to hide behind our light and say, America's a bad country. It's wealthy. It does well. It does good. It needs a share. No, F you. No. We love our prosperity, which is why you all climbed on boats to get here. But see, something changed. Something changed where they came here. They wanted the prosperity. They stole the prosperity. But then they want everybody else to be like they were in their old country. It's amazing to me how these people are eating dirt in Somalia, come here and steal billions, and they want to bring in more Somalians so they can control them. Make any sense to you? Makes a lot of sense to me. Because that's how you destroy America. By using America against itself. Capitalism bad. Except for, it's good for me, I stole it all. They don't have a problem with that. Every single one of them who've gotten rich, one way or another, in office, out of office. Capitalism's okay for me. It's just you guys. What did Mandami do? Mandami, hey, everybody else is going to do it. I need $4 million. Huh? Oh, I need a raise. So you got and I'm going to move into Gracie Mansion. But wait a second. A couple months ago, you're like, for the people. Why aren't you getting a tent in Central Park? No, I got all this cushy stuff. America's a great country for me.
Good return to something that we should have never abandoned in the first place. And that's what Raising Cane was just talking about, the Monroe Doctrine. Call it.
Yeah. I'm going to take a victory lap while Glenn's talking. Glenn, carry on, because you got a bigger megaphone than I do, and now these people need to understand what the hell we're saying. I love it. This was from yesterday. And I'm like, Glenn, you watching my show, bro? Come on. You got to be watching my stuff. Nobody else was talking about it. Watch. You'll see more people begin talking about it. I don't usually brag. I'm going to brag this time. Because we're looking at the documents on the White House government and go, what's this thing about the Monroe Doctrine here? And now other people like turning the page and, now it's become clearer. That snow globe, people are shaking it. You need to shake it. It is complicated, but you're not going to learn it until you start looking at it. The media, they don't want to talk about this. American dominance in the Western Hemisphere? No, we can't have that. They're just blowing up these guys in their drug boats. Oh, no, it's way past that.
The Trump corollary. But the principle is timeless. This hemisphere is ours to secure, and hostile powers will no longer get a free pass to set up shop in our backyard.
Come on. Is it bugged in here? I'm pretty sure. I'm going to have to call some security and have them sweep. Not because I'm getting swatted, but obviously somebody's bugging my stuff up in here. All right, Glenn.
How is that controversial? Cartels, it outlines, will become a national security target.
Target? No, they're not targets. They are the military. Remember, as he's saying it right now, because the cartel is the Venezuelan military. They're not a target. They're enemy combatant. Understand that difference. How long is it going to be before you hear the media talking about a cartel versus beginning to refer to them as enemy combatants? Because that's what they are. They're wolves in sheep's clothing. It is a military operation taking place in America by a foreign country. That's the key to all of this.
Manufacturing comes home. Partnership replaces dependency. Then it talks about Asia, and the message is really clear. We'll compete with China economically, technologically, and militarily. And we'll do it from a position of strength, not by pretending that Beijing is suddenly going to go, you know what? We're just giant friendly teddy bear. No. We're going to do it by accepting the reality and prepare accordingly. But we'll still work with you. Just don't become an enemy of ours, and we won't become an enemy of yours.
I think they call that, Glenn, don't FA and you won't FO. Which is the Monroe Doctrine should have taken like half a page. The Monroe Doctrine, you could have excluded all the heretofores, wheretofores. You could have just went, can I lay it out for you? I could imagine President Monroe sitting around with the other guys. What are we doing here? Tell these people don't F around with us and we won't F around with them. Oh, is that the policy? That's the policy. Where's the boundaries? All of this. Oh, so boundaries is Western? We'll take Western Hemisphere. How much of it? All of it. What about Latin America? Them too. Okay, so we just don't want them. We don't want them coming in here, right? All right, I can write that down. And then Teddy Roosevelt came along and said, "Wait a second, this is pretty good. We don't want them coming in here, but what about us?" And I'm sure Teddy's cabinet said, "Oh, the Monroe Doctrine tells them, they can't come in here." Well, what about if we want to take a club hammer to somebody's head because they're not acting right, and they're within the Western Hemisphere? Okay, want to put that in there? We'll call it the Roosevelt corollary. Yeah. Don't FA or FO like Monroe said, and if we feel like bopping you over the head because we're concerned that you might FA, we're going to FO, is what the Roosevelt corollary did. I'm joking here, but pretty much that's what happened. he saw that it helped us from a defensive perspective. And then Teddy said, well, what if we want to go on the offensive? What if we see those knuckleheads over there in Venezuela or Latin America screwing around? Can we go bop them in the head? Yeah, let's put that in there. Oh, okay. And there you have a one-page explanation of the Monroe Doctrine. Nobody out there F around, and anybody here that might F around, we're going to bop you in the head. Got it? There you have your Monroe Doctrine.
That means that we have to rebuild industry. It means we have to secure the minerals. We have to dominate the technologies of the future. It means that we ensure that no single power controls the Indo-Pacific waterways that keep the global economy alive. Hello, China, Taiwan, Japan. Then it gets to Europe, which, of course, we have colonial eyes on. Oh, all this document says is what European leaders won't even dare whisper. Europe is dying. The entire continent is dying.
You heard at the beginning when I played that little excerpt from Dasha where he said it. I don't care about them. They're done. Good luck. When they call for help, it's going to have strings attached to it. Hey, Don, can you come over here? We're in big trouble. Okay, what do you want me to do? I want you to help our country. Okay, first thing we're going to do is send all these idiots back to wherever they came from. I am not going to squander money here. But I can't even do that until I fix us first. So you guys are probably 2 years away from getting help, which means you're done. You're not going to last 2 years. See, that's the biggest problem for these other countries, is that they are going to become appetizers for other countries that want to go after them. Well, what about NATO? Trump already said F NATO. I'm not doing that. So right now you're going to see Europe start to fall apart. And they're going to be countries that want to be more powerful than the other countries. Well, unfortunately for them, not many of them have really good armies. And not large enough armies. So if Finland wants to start something, or Hungary wants to start something, or I don't know, they have at it. We can't come over there and help you. You got nothing for us. Nothing. And we're still years away from fixing us. So hang on. Because we need to make sure America is more powerful first.
Not just economically, but as a civilization. The Western civilization is dying. Declining birth rates, uncontrolled migration, censorship, loss of identity, regulatory suffocation.
And everything he just said, they want for us. Understand, if Trump wasn't elected, those things wouldn't just be happening in Europe. It was on the menu for America. I wouldn't be here. Most of X wouldn't be there. You'd be all looking at blue sky people. You couldn't say anything. Do you know that a woman got arrested in her bathtub for posting something on X? Do you know a guy just got 6 months in jail for a post on X? They just fined Elon $140 million. How are you going to collect? President Trump is already, $140 million. All right, well, just turn it off. You people are going to be in the dark ages real soon over there.
We would like Europe to be strong again. Europe to be Europe again. Stable, sovereign, confident. Peace in Ukraine, stability with Russia, revival at home. That's what America would like, because it would be good for us, but it would also be good for Europe. Because if Europe collapses into chaos, the entire Western world will pay the price, and it will be a very heavy price. But they don't like that. Oh, no, you can't say that. Oh, Europe is pissed at us for saying that. Gang, we all know. Look at Europe. They're dying. They're...
Oh, Robin was asking me, she's like, it's been a while since we've gone on like a big vacation. Where do you want to go? Nowhere over there. She's like, really? I'm like, no. I don't know if I'd end up in jail over there. I might say something to somebody and end up in jail. It was nice. I'm glad I got to see the Vatican and go through Rome and see the Colosseum and everything. Oh, it was awesome. But not now. Don't want to do it. Maybe Switzerland. Maybe, but I don't like the cold, so I don't want to do it in Switzerland. Maybe we go through Oktoberfest or something. I don't know. I don't want to. Number one, Robin, you're white, and I want to take you someplace where these migrants might try something. Then I'd definitely go to jail. I don't know. Your country's doomed. Doomed. You got nothing. Nothing.
Dying. It won't be long. And if they don't change their ways and they do fall, this document also says something else. We're not going to honor NATO for any country that falls. You become a Muslim.
Told you. NATO. Wipe your butt with it. We're not coming. Now imagine you're over in Europe and you're starting to get wind of what's this Monroe Doctrine thing that Trump keeps talking about and that now podcasters are amplifying. What exactly is this? I'll tell you what it is. It's President Trump handing your butt to you. He's like, you made that bed, guess you get to lie in it, and we're not coming over and cleaning up your mess. This is catching people by surprise. It's catching you by surprise. It's catching the media by surprise. It's catching Democrats by surprise. It's catching the world by surprise, and nobody can understand, like, wait a second, how can he even do this? How can we allow him to? And one of the reasons why they're not talking about it is because there's no allow to it. It's sitting there. What are you going to do? Go to court and say Trump can't enforce the document from the Monroe document that's been in place for 100 years, 200. Nope, it's like the Constitution. It's been there. How are you going to overturn the Monroe Doctrine? The problem was you probably would need like an act of Congress. Good luck with that.
Muslim country, you're not a NATO country. You fall and you're some other country, you're not a NATO country. We're not defending you. Now, in the Middle East, this document says the forever wars is over. We declare them over. How is that not a good thing that we should all be celebrating? And not because the region suddenly became peaceful, but because America is finally strong enough strategically, diplomatically, militarily to shift from a constant crisis management to long-term stabilization. Iran has been weakened. Israel has been backed. The Abraham Accords are expanding. Energy dominance has returned to the U.S. What does that do? Well, that reduces the old chains that kept us entangled in every sand dune from Syria to Yemen.
Every sand dune. Oh my gosh, that caught me by surprise. I had us knee deep in all those sand dunes. On purpose. I saw this comment I wanted to put up here. Roger says, we got away from the Monroe Doctrine back during the Cuban Missile Crisis, which ended up, as you know, getting another president whacked. Because he was the same way, like, I don't think we want to do this. I don't think we want to let them put these missiles in our backyard. This is a massive change. And it's so massive that people who haven't studied history, of which I hadn't either, you're going to have to start cracking open some books and start really looking at this, because number one, when I started looking at it, I could not believe it was there. I cannot believe there was a document that says we are it. Everything else in the world revolves around us. That's some cocky ass, arrogant stuff to say. I'm the big dog. I tell you what's going on around here. And for the life of me, I can't believe that I didn't know this. Now here's where it gets really interesting. We got so strong as America, the only thing that hurt America was what? Think of your chronological calendar. Monroe Doctrine, 1823. Civil War. They can't hurt us, because if they try to hurt us, we nuke them. We make them go away. What can hurt us? Well, you don't want to do that to your own citizens, so you have a civil war. That's my concern. Because I'm thinking, we can do something in Venezuela. We got this, that they're not going to want to mess with us because they don't want anything dropping over there. So what do you need to do? You need to stir up division here because of civil war. That's my concern. That is really my concern at this point. But everybody else, not worried about them.
Route. Finally, Africa. My gosh, what we have done to Africa with our State Department and USAID, we all we do is export ideology instead of opportunity. Trump says in this national security document, that's over. We're flipping the strategy. Trade.
That's the second time you've heard that in a little under an hour. What did Susie Wiles say? We're flipping the script. We're doing everything different. Man, you got to listen to people when they talk. I mean, you seriously, we're flipping the script. We're doing everything differently. And I'm like, why is everybody out there on X World chasing the same crap? Assuming it's going to be the same way. And they're not paying any attention. I played a 1-minute script a clip where President Trump's like, I don't care about Russia. Europe. I don't care. That should have been on every newscast today. President Trump says he doesn't care about Europe. And if they asked me, no, I don't. It is December 9th, and you have to wonder to yourself, why is nobody talking about this? Why is the media acting like it's not even there? All of them, including Fox. Because this is terrifying to them. There is no answer to this. There is no stopping this. There is no media blitz to this. The people can't stop it. It's already there. And so everything else that they're covering on the media, they don't know how to respond to this.
Minerals, energy, peace deals. No more lectures, no more nation building, no more endless aid with no accountability. Does any of this sound scary to you? Does any of this sound crazy to you? I don't think so. It's saying everything that seems common sense to me. It's saying...
Yeah, but common sense is taking a vacation, a sabbatical. We've lost common sense. Guys are girls. Girls are guys. I can't tell what a woman is. Common sense. In order for us to have common sense about our diplomacy, we got to have common sense about America. This is a boy, this is a girl. These two things are different. They cannot juxtapose. Oh my God, he said I can't do it. Common sense has to come back. It has to. We have been in one big giant gaslighting dryer, and we've been on tumble cycle for years, to where people ask the Supreme Court justice nominee, can you define a woman? Well, if you can't define a woman, how can you define a crime? Oh, that's right. Coming across the border is not a crime, but it's a crime, but not a crime. We're not what? Common sense. You have it. It's just got to dust the cobwebs off of that.
America is allowed finally to love itself again and to be who she should be, and let everyone else be who they should be. You know, it has a right and a responsibility to defend itself first, to put its people first. It's saying sovereignty is not a dirty word. Borders are not immoral. American workers are not expendable. Free speech is not negotiable. The nation state, not the NGO, not the global boardroom, not the transnational committee. That's the fundamental building block of a free world.
But see, that the other problem with Glenn, what you're saying, you got to stop. Those common sense building blocks have to be done with the family first, and then with education reinforcing it. And the Democrats were insidious. They broke up the family, and then they took over education, and now you've got bumbling idiots running around thinking they have common sense, and they don't even know what to do. You took out hundreds of thousands of dollars in student loans for a degree on how to work a toaster, and now you can't figure out why you're not making any money, and it's a boomer's fault. Well, common sense would tell you there's not a whole lot of toaster degrees. Common sense would tell you, or should have told you a year ago, start looking at gold and silver. Common sense, I don't know, a couple years ago would have told you start buying some real estate. Common sense would have told you make sure you got pew-pews and the things that go in pew-pews. Common sense. But instead, you're buying sweaters and markers and crayons so you can make posters and have protests. That's where your common sense is now. See, what the problem is, when these kids are done with the protest, when those protests are over and President Trump asserts everything, they're still going to be needy because they don't know how to do anything. Like, what? So I can't, like, stick up my phone and do something like that and or tweet and say Trump sucks and make money? Nope. You're finding that out with some well-known podcasters right now. See, the common sense would have been to stay the course. The common sense would be go home with the girl who brought you to the dance. But no, you jumped ship and decided to turn on the girl who brought you to the dance, and now you're sitting in a corner all by yourself, talking to the other losers who let the girls walk away. And that's what you're seeing happen right now. And you see people panicking. Like, wait a minute. Trump sucks, right? Yeah, he sucks. Uh-oh. Yeah, big uh-oh. Big uh-oh starts tonight.
Is this bad again? How is it that this is so dangerous? In short, it's a blueprint for a country that wants to live again. Really live again. Now, the question is, do we? Is the president reflecting the national spirit? Do we want to live again? Do we want to be relegated to the dustbin of history, or does America have other great work to do? Because that's really the question. Which is it that you believe? Which is it that you want? I want a strong nation. I want our youth. I want, people coming out of college to have jobs, to be able to buy a house.
See, that's the problem. He could have stopped it after I want. See, we've been taught, not we, some of these new people have been taught it's bad to want. It's bad to say I want. He didn't say I need. He said I want. If you want a boat, if you want a house by the ocean, if you want to go to a fine dining restaurant, there's nothing wrong with that. You have every right to want it. But you also have the opportunity and ability to go earn enough to do it. That's where the disconnect is. I want a house on the ocean. I want a boat. However, I got no way to do it. And I'm blaming other people because they have it all, and I am making cafe lattes at Starbucks. You see, you gotta want that too. I want this, and I want this so that I can get this. And that's where the disconnect is. You see, America can't be strong until we get people who want to chase opportunity, who want to do everything they possibly want and can do to succeed. We've lost that. Not forever, but we've lost it. There are too many people who just expect you to give it to me. And that's where we have to rebuild. Hey, listen, Freddie, we can't give it to you, but it's available for you if you know how to do that. I mean, we've been talking about AI for a year. And I keep saying we need to skate to where the puck is going to be. Here we are, late 2025, and if you haven't started learning at least with AI, if you haven't started developing prompts with AI and understanding how it can work for you in your own life, without even thinking, maybe I can build a business around AI. Would that work? If you haven't taken those first steps to get involved in AI, you're already behind. If you decided that painting a poster and going out in the street and bitching all day was more important than learning about AI, you're already lost. You haven't lost completely. You still have some time. See, opportunity is only available for people who take it, not watch it. I just hope many of you right now are beginning to see where things are going.
I want all those things. I think they're necessary. I think they're important. I think it's just as important to understand our history, to know who we are, to not be ashamed, learn from it, but not be ashamed of it. We didn't do it. Our forebears did. We learned from it. We're better than that. My gosh. Ugh. I read these freakouts, and I honestly, I think, my gosh, I'm living in some weird parallel world where,
you know, the parallel world really came to the forefront the other night to me when we were watching the red carpet. A lot of people probably didn't pay attention to it. A lot of people outside of you guys probably didn't see it. But what I found amazing was person after person. Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, Charlie Criss, Michael Crawford, all came to the microphone, and all of them still had that sparkle in their eye. And Sylvester Stallone encapsulated it best. I don't know how old he is, 76, 77, limping with a cane, and straight up said, I ain't done yet. I'm not finished. I don't even set goals because goals are limitations. He actually said that. I don't set goals. I'm not done. And I thought to myself, where did that go in America? Where people who have obtained pinnacles of success, reams of money, still look in a camera with a glitter in their eye and go, I ain't done. I'm still going to keep going. And I'm thinking we got the perfect president for it because he doesn't need it, but he's still going. And you got kids today who just like, I can't do anything. Maybe just watch that 5 minutes of those people speaking. Was Gene Simmons arrogant? Yeah, he was arrogant. He backed it up. He backs it up every single time. I bet every day with all his merchandising and sales and the KISS Army. What do you say? What about the sunglasses? Hey, why do you wear sunglasses? Because it's always sunny where I am. I'm like, that's effing fantastic. It's always sunny and bright where I am. And I thought to myself, why aren't kids hearing this? There is no gray skies. There are no roads where I'm going. I'm looking at Rambo and Rocky hobble in after 9 surgeries go, I ain't done. I still got more to do. And I'm like, Robin, I'm gonna shake off this cold, honey. And when I shake off this cold, I'm gonna finish the studio, and we're gonna buy some more houses because I ain't done. I ain't going out like that. And he didn't put me here to stop. When I go and get in front of the pearly gates, I want to hear and mean it. Well done. Well done. I'm like, okay, now can I relax? Can somebody feed me grapes up here? Because I'm tired now. You sleep when you die. Right now, you got to keep going.
I read all of these newspapers and magazines and everything else with their commentary today about the national security, and they're all freaking out, saying this is the worst thing he could do. He's going to tear the whole country and the whole nation and the whole world apart. No, he's just stating what people feel, and not just Americans. Go talk to the people in Europe. Ask them, take this document and make it about England and see if all the people in England don't feel exactly the same way. And if you put a name attached to it, it wouldn't get that person elected. It would. It would. Because everybody's feeling the same way about their own country. I don't have a problem with the rest of the world, but it's time for us to concentrate on us. It's time to concentrate on saying, you know what, there's something special about us. England can say that. They brought us the Magna Carta. They are now torching the Magna Carta. Wait to hear that story. The things that make France. I don't know, the whining and everything else. That is unique to France. Italy, Germany, it's unique to them. I want them to be those guys. I don't want them to be another version of us. I want them to be them.
And he's so right there, because if they asserted themselves the same way as like the Monroe Doctrine, hey, don't mess with us. We got this. Yeah, be strong, be sovereign. Don't let anybody mess with you. You don't need NATO. Do it yourself. Why do you need NATO? You ever wonder why they needed NATO? Why did you have to come to Big Daddy America? Why couldn't you do it for yourself? I mean, the Vatican could probably bankroll a complete air force. Why'd you come here? We need America to do all this. And it wasn't until President Trump walked over and went, wait a second, we're paying for all this? Yeah. So you guys don't really have a country. You don't have sovereignty. Sovereignty isn't borrowed. Because what you're saying is, we don't have a country that we can protect unless you pay for it. So in other words, we could conquer you then. Oh, did we just tell him that? Yeah, that's what you're telling us. You're telling the rest of the world that unless America fights your battles, you don't have a country. Fix your own stuff. We'll fix us. And unfortunately, we have so many politicians who want to fix other people.
I want them to do well and be part of the family of man and the family of nations. But I don't want anything to do with whatever they do, they do. Same thing with Israel and Saudi Arabia. You do you, boo. We're going to do us. When we can get together, we will. Don't screw with us and we won't screw with you.
I think you actually wrote down, I said that. Don't F around with us, we won't F around with you. I hope that becomes a message you guys can begin promoting. I'm glad Glenn said it. I'm glad other people might say it. Actually, watch for people who don't say it. Watch for those people who don't talk and brag about America. Look for people who aren't cocky and arrogant about America. If you're not cocky and arrogant about America, then you're not on our side. I said that. Understand right now, if you are not willing to say, we are the big dog, don't make me come off the porch. Because you have to understand and believe you can back that statement up. I believe we can back it up. I think we have the ability to let everybody know we're the goods. And why would you hide that light? Why would people on X be hiding the light? Why would you be afraid of being cocky and arrogant? Who said cocky and arrogance was bad? Swagger is good. I remember I made a video a couple weeks back. It freaked the people the hell out. And I went, greed is actually good. And, oh my God, Barry said, oh my God, he said greed is good. Oh, the love of money. I didn't say the love of money. No, I didn't say that. I said greed is good. I said arrogance is good. I said cocky is good. It means you're prepared to back it up. You're not going to go whine on X. You're not going to cry and complain. You're going to get something done. That's what we're going to see tonight. I hope we see the first step of what's coming in 2026. I hope we see President Trump letting everybody know we are America. You are Americans. And at 6 o'clock tonight, we're going to ram that home. And we're going to take it through to 2026.
This is our national strategy. That's exactly what our national strategy. I say amen, President Trumk. Finally, finally somebody is saying what everyone is thinking, unless you've gone to school, for 18,000 years, you're some doctorate in God only knows, international development and studies, women's studies. Unless you got that, you're looking at this and going, yeah, all of that makes sense. All of that makes sense. Now the question is, do we want it? And will the people actually back it? Because strategy on paper, that's only words. Until a nation finds the courage to believe in itself again and saying, that's what we must do.
That, my friends, is the answer. That is the call to arms. Literally. Standing up and not being some wussy. Standing up and being cocky and arrogant. You remember the speech from Stripes when Bill Murray, that's the fact, Jack. We were 13-1. I almost spit up in the movie theater when he said that. We're Americans. You ready to be an American? Are you sure you're ready to be an American? Because now and tonight you're going to get that. You're going to get what being American is all about. I want to see Chevrolet commercials with the Clydesdales, that's Budweiser, with the Clydesdales and Christmas. I want to see people celebrating America. I don't want to see a bunch of guys rolling around on beds with other guys. I don't want to see that. I want to, unless of course they're wearing red, white, and blue, then go ahead, you got it. Hey, go ahead. I ain't down with you, but if you put out a red, white, and flag and hang out with your buddy, that's selling me something. I want to know that you come to the country, you either learn the language or, as he said, you do that. And I want to be cocky about it. And I'm going to be arrogant. And I want people to know this is America. You need to earn the right to come here. You don't just get to come. You had to earn the right to be here. And we're tired of paying for everybody else's stuff. And then you know what comes next. Okay. I'm waiting to see what I wonder if Howard Lutnick is going to speak tonight. Because I'd love for him, as it's an economic speech, for him to come out and go talk to us about tariffs. We're going to be so rich. We don't need taxes. We got tariffs. It's nightmare fuel for the Democrats. You need to be nightmare fuel for the Democrats. Show people the S on your shirt at this point. I'm trying to pump you up and get you ready for tonight. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be incredible. All right. Oh, wait a minute. They're actually talking about it. Let's bring this up real quick here.
His pitch on the economy and put it directly to voters. The president giving himself some rather high marks for his performance so far.
I wonder what grade you would give
A plus.
A plus.
Yeah, A plus. Prices were at an all-time high when I came in. Prices are coming down substantially. Energy has come down incredibly. When energy comes down, everything, because it's so much bigger than any other subject. But energy has come down incredibly. Prices are all coming down. It's been 10 months. It's amazing what we've done.
Welcome to a brand new hour of America Reports. I'm Sandra Smith in New York.
Yeah, it's amazing what we've done. What's that sound? Sounds like a cocky, arrogant person promoting America. That's where you need to be. All right, so that rally is tonight. I got a couple more minutes I want to close out. I'm going to do a shorter show today because I think we're going to be on for about 3 hours tonight. And after the rally, if I have time, I'm going to bring Alpha Warrior on once we do a jump over to Rumble. And if I can't get him in tonight, then we'll obviously tape it and do something tomorrow. But we won't know how long the rally will be. It starts at 6. I doubt he's going to speak for 2 hours, but we shall see. Let me finish up here.
Court appears open to siding with President Trump after he fired a member of the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC, which is an independent agency. That decision would vastly expand presidential powers. Lydia Hu watching all that live in New York City to break it down. Lydia, good morning.
You know what? I'm going to save this for tonight. Let me just close out with hearing this.
It's Americans that, their feeling of, poor or only fair for their financial situation may not be the case. You see some similar numbers in the last full month of the last administration. So here's the economic pitch.
We are trying to fix what Biden and the Democrats currently in Congress broke. They raised inflation to its highest level ever in this country, right, which stole from the American people. Wages were down, prices were up, pressure on both sides. And the president is trying to make them whole. He's trying to give them back what was lost and give them more.
So the White House Deputy Chief of Staff says that tax cuts will help people feel better economically at the beginning of next year. Through
to you.
Good morning to you, Bill. And among those watching the arguments,
the average gallon of gas is now $2.94.
We got a lot of wind at our back with deregulation, with the tax cuts that go into place as the big beautiful bill goes into effect in 2026. We've got energy dominance. All of these are going to make it much better for consumers, much better for workers in Pennsylvania.
But the Democratic governor of Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro, well, he's pointing to President Trump and creating or perpetuating that perception that Trump is to blame. Listen to this.
As a result of his tariffs, things cost more, whether you're at the grocery store or you are farmers. He's putting people out of business as a result of his economic policies. And I think folks are smarter and too smart to believe his rhetoric.
All right, so number one, it's not rhetoric. Number two, I would challenge you, any of you, to find any message of positivity from any Democrat. You see, if I was a Democrat and I was running for office or in office, I would be touting America. I would be touting making America and people's lives better. But that's not what they're about. So your message isn't to dwell on the crap that they're saying. It is to show, hey, listen, it was $5, it's $2.95. I can't argue with that. Maybe take a snapshot. Wow, $2.95 here. They're talking about it again right now.
That's great news.
It's been 5 years.
Well, I mean, you know, this matters heading into a midterm election year. To have gas below $3, and President Trump has floated the idea that possibly he could get them down to $2. That would be monumental, but not out of the question. And we do see those prices going lower in a lot of the red states, like Oklahoma is reporting low gas prices, $2.37 is the average there. Texas, Arkansas, Iowa. There has been incredible movement, especially oil prices down 25%. Is this enough for President Trump to claim that A triple plus on the economy?
I wouldn't give it A triple plus, but President Trump is doing the best he can with a terrible deck of cards. I know it's of little consolation to people who still can't afford things. I would have preferred he'd waited on the tariff issue until we got actually results from the tax cuts that we got. We did get the tax cut bill passed, and I know he likes the tariffs in order to pursue things, but that is the excuse that Democrats are using to claim that everything is unaffordable. It became unaffordable as a result of the $2 trillion of extra spending that Joe Biden put into place. It does show.
I just realized a question. It just dawned on me myself, literally, while they were talking. So I'm going to pose that same question that I'm thinking to each one of you. You ready for it? I took a snapshot while they were just talking. And here's this snapshot. If gas prices were $5.02 and they are now $2.95, and people are saying they can't afford $2.95, how did they afford $5.02? How did they afford $5 a gallon? How are they driving? How are they doing anything? How are they living a life when the prices were so much more then? Answer that. If the prices have dropped almost in half and gas rules everything, why were people not jumping off of buildings when it was $5 a gallon? It's a mirage. It's all BS. I literally just thought that to myself. I went, wait a minute. If they're upset now, where were they in 2022? Where are all the people who said, today sucks, Can't do anything. Boomers. Oh, like, what were you saying in 2022? We're only talking a couple of years. Where were you? How was life? Were you buying houses then? You know, if all this just happened since January, when Trump came in, you all must have been out there buying houses, and boomers weren't a problem. Or was this all just manufactured? And I didn't think of that myself until I literally just looked at that. And wait a minute, I don't remember people crying in 2022. I don't remember people saying, oh, like, it's awful, boomers shut the door behind and we can't buy a house, blah, 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 blah. And now it's cheaper and you're complaining? I got to call you. I got to call BS on you. All right, 6 o'clock tonight. I'm going to go live at 5:30. That's 3.5 hours, so I got to get done here, go eat lunch, kiss the wife, walk the dogs, do everything I got to do there. And I just wanted you guys to be ready for tonight. I just want you to understand that he's getting back on stage in front of him in his element. It should be awesome. It should be incredible, especially if this is what's going to take place often in 2026. And the other thing, just wanted you guys to do some education on the Monroe Doctrine. And number 3, I guess, is understand the messaging that you can be putting out there proudly. We want America fixed. we want to make sure that sovereignty, the borders, economics are all upheld. And don't buy into the crap you're seeing on X. That's the worst part. There are people who are being all about themselves right now. This is the most wonderful time of the year. Enjoy Christmas with your friends and family. Juden says, our gas prices went up to almost $3 a gallon. It's been holding at about $2.50. Wow, $2.50. Tariffs. He said that blue, and this is another thing here. Blue state, check your state gas tax. For those of you guys, if you say your gas has not gone down, you should go into the counter and ask them, hey, how much taxes are taxed on? It's public record. How much tax is tacked on to every gallon of gas? You might be surprised. You might be amazed. Shapiro said that President Trump made costs go up. The only costing on foreign goods. If you can't afford it, don't buy it. Like I said, don't go to Starbucks. Get some Maxwell House and brew it yourself. You're going to save a whole bunch of money. You can buy some bologna if you can't go to Outback. Make yourself a sandwich. I'm tired of people complaining. You got to do what you got to do. When I was in college, macaroni and cheese and Spam was awesome. Awesome. Got me everything I needed to do. I could go in, buy a couple oranges, some apples, a gallon of milk, and we would eat really good. You know, back in the day, you had to actually do something. You didn't ask everybody for something. I don't know. People get pissed when I say that, but it is. Wow, Pennsylvania tax on gas is 67 cents a gallon. That's robbery. I'd love to know what it is in Minnesota. I'm off of I-94 in Michigan, right off the exit. Gas prices are under $2.99. You know, you guys, what you're saying right now, that's what you should be posting. Of course, you'll probably get attacked by some trolls. It's inevitable because they don't want good news being posted. All right, so let me get out of here. Let me read super chats because I can't wait for tonight. I think it's gonna be awesome. I think we're gonna obviously it's gonna be indoors. He's not doing an outdoor event in the Poconos in late December, so that ain't gonna happen. And I'm feeling better, so I can do a second show tonight, and then we'll do a jump over with Alpha Warrior if we have the time to do so. Let me get this straight here. All right. Fakovsky, hope you feel better. Feel much better today. Whoever's calling me a troll was called worse. I was called worse some time ago. I'm here for America. Actually immigrated here in 1985. Congratulations. Victoria, my daughter worked 2 jobs and went to school. She slept in her car 2 hours a night. Wow. That's dedication. Fazul, Susie Wiles was giddy. Never seen her like that. Me neither. Fazul, distraction ops versus big wins. Take the wins. Absolutely. Chiosop, we have to keep posting online and speaking up all of President Trump's accomplishments daily. Keep the narrative positive and spread the truth. Absolutely. Fikowski said it all, Barry. Nothing to say. Michael McDonald, America needs to read the no complaining rule. Tim, how you doing, Tim? I follow Panikins, Rhinos, Democrats. I watch their moves. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. And definitely don't let them get into your head. Robin, hey, Barry, time to get rid of the filibuster. It's coming. I really think it's coming. I think something else is coming, too. Chiosop, United States was giving out welfare to Africa while the Chinese were taking all the natural resources. Now we will get the resources from Africa. Mariah, and I won't back down, MAGA strengthened. Thank you, Neri. Patrick, now if Congress will act so all this can happen. I don't think we're waiting for Congress anymore. I really don't. Steele, there are better posters that you could have on your show rather than Mustin, who is the most negative person. He didn't used to be. I mean, I don't know what script he started running with, but he didn't used to be that way. I mean, we were interviewing him way back, and now, every single post is negative. Why? Well, there's money in negativity. It's the only answer. People aren't doing stuff if they aren't getting paid to do it. So, that's why. Exactly. David, thank you. And Macon Blankenship, looking forward to this evening. Yes, it is going to be a fun evening. I hope you guys can all join. I go live at 5:30. President Trump is supposed to hit the stage at 6 o'clock, and we will see how that goes. Be proud, be American, be cocky, be arrogant, and most of all, have fun and be safe. Talk to you guys tonight.
Noel, the angels did say, was to certain poor shepherds in fields as they lay, in a fields where they lay, keeping their sheep on a cold winter's night that was so deep. Born is the King of stillness lay to hear the angels sing. Still through the cloven skies they come with peaceful wings unfurled, and still nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare in room. And heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. I ask thee.